We are back, and this is part 7, which is the last part of this playlist. Okay, and I kind of did a little bit backwards because wireframes do come before mockups. That's just really like industry standard. But sometimes I just like to design quickly and kind of like get an idea of colors and things like that. But in real life application, it is best to start with a wireframe because something else that you can find and learn and understand in the inspector is the box model. Okay, and what that means is that everything you see here on a web page is in a box. That's a box, that's a box, this is a box, this is a box. Everything is in a box. Padding is a box. Nothing is shaped circular. Even if something appears circular, if you hover over this, you still see that there's a sharp cornered box. This is a circle image, but it is encased in a box. This is a circle image, but everything on the web is in a box. So the point of that is that wireframes translate into a box model. And the reason they're so important is because a lot of times designers, myself included, because I consider myself a designer as well as a developer, we can get hung up on colors and fonts and sizes and shapes and pictures and, oh, is this the right one? Is this the right one? Is this the right one? When in reality, what we should have started with was a wireframe because it makes it simple and fast for us to understand what needs to be on a web page. So with that in mind, I'm going to create a very simplistic wireframe, okay? Again, really, all this is it's just everything is surrounded by boxes, okay? CSS and the way something can be laid out on a page and how it responds on a page and what it does on a page. You know, you see how we shrunk the screen and now this button is under here and this image is down here and the whole Linktree logo went away and the little menu bar is now down here. If everything wasn't in boxes and we didn't have a wireframe, we wouldn't understand how things need to move around and be placed on a page. So with that being said, wireframes are not only needed for desktop, they're also needed for mobile, okay? And Figma is great because you can make mobile frames. You can make tablets, you can make phones, you can make mobile, you can make presentation, you can make social media frames. So they will come out exactly proportioned just the way you want them. But I digress. Let's continue and wrap this up quickly because again, this has been kind of a long tutorial. Definitely would appreciate your feedback on if you thought it was too long, and I will work to make them a better experience for you. But essentially, all the box model is and wireframes are just lines. Really, you just need lines, you know? So pick a stroke color. It doesn't have to be black. It can be, it doesn't have to be. But really all you're doing is making boxes around different elements, each element that you see. So for now, I'm just gonna do this. I'm not gonna worry about sizes. I'm gonna duplicate it. I'm gonna create another box because on one side we have the heading, and then I'm gonna create another box because down here we have a button, right? There's some space in between it, wasn't that much space. And then over here, I'm gonna Command D and click that and put it over here. And let's just eyeball it again. Let's see, we're gonna do this. And then over here, we're gonna have an image, okay? And that's gonna be there, and that's gonna be there. So for this thing that you see here, this is the outer shell. But remember when I was clicking on text and I was clicking on this H1 and I was resizing how this is, this simplistic wireframe can be even more detailed and be turned into this one, right? So right here we have a brand link. So I'm going to do Command R. I'm going to create a little box right here. I'm going to give it a stroke. I'm going to take the background color away. And I'm going to put this in here. And that represents this. That represents the brand link. And then we have 4 nav links. Okay? And they're smaller. The text of the nav links, right? They're a little smaller. So let's do Command D. Oops, Command Z. Command Z again. Double click, drag, put it right here. Okay. And again, this is why I decided to take things out, because it's so hard. Okay, so much harder when you make things, you know, inside another frame. So much easier to do it out here. Okay, so then we have that, we have those 4 little links, then we have this button, so on and so forth. So again, the point of a wireframe is to help us quickly identify what pieces and parts we need on our web page. And they're always going to be boxes. The things inside, the elements and the way we styled them, yes, CSS is what allows us as developers to add border radius, to make things look round, to, you know, align text and everything. So if you are well versed in design principles like hierarchy and white space and contrast and size and placement and all of those things, this is very relative, you know, to that. It's just, you know, some minute differences, but they are differences that you have to learn. And again, this was the purpose of this tutorial, to help people who are not well versed in HTML and CSS and JavaScript and how it relates to different designs. This playlist was intended to help you learn some of that. So in wrapping all of this up, I hope that this was helpful for you. I'm going to leave a link to this file in this last video, or probably in the first one too. All the links, all the resources that I used, all of that. And I hope this was helpful. Please let me know. Please give me your feedback. Constructive criticism is appreciated. Hate and unkind words and just stankness, don't do it. And if you do it, it's just going to get ignored. Probably never ever going to make it, because I'm moderating the comments. So just a heads up. Yeah, again, I hope this was helpful, and I will be back. Fingers crossed. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye.